have here? Alright folks, finally got home from this on-site job for a Thanksgiving break. Be home for about a week. Don't know exactly how much I'll get done. Just want to give a quick update and say, yep, I'm still here. We're still alive. Just been working like crazy, 12-hour days outside. Come back to the room at night in the hotel. Don't feel like doing much, so I have not kept up on the channel. I've not been doing a lot, reading comments and answering stuff, so I do apologize for that. But hopefully over this week, I'll be able to get some things done, or at least think about what I want to do. We'll take a quick look at the layout in a moment. But one of the things I did do, I've been kind of bitten by the Pensy bug recently. Excuse me. And, you know, part of the layout redesign might be to incorporate an ore dock, and I'd like to go back into the mid-50s era and run some Pensy power. So, long story short, I've been playing around a little bit, and I've always liked the Fairbanks Morse locomotives, and here's one from Atlas that I picked up on eBay. It's H16-44. It's their Master Series. It's got a decoder. It's not sound. And just real quick, I like the locomotive. I noticed a couple issues with it. And at some point, I can see I'll have to bring it to the workshop, and it'll be a little bit of a project. Let me just show you what I mean here. If I go over to here, and I bring up my Pennsylvania Railroad Fairbanks Morse. These are great books, by the way, if you're into Pensy. Outstanding. Alright, so one thing I noticed, and this is the kind of stuff that I like to get into at some point in time. This may not be that easy to show. Let me see if I can make this look a little bit better. The locomotive itself looks pretty good, but I noticed, if you look at where this walkway comes out, it definitely is coming out farther than on the locomotive. It's on the model. You know, here it ends right after this first tall door, right about after the E in Pensy. Alright, this is definitely coming out farther. I mean, to me, it's almost at the S, just past the fuel tank. So that means there's, you know, if I want to model it correctly, if I really want to worry about it, I would want to extend that somehow. I also noticed, if you look here, it's got 3 louvers here. This doesn't. So, I mean, that looks correct. These look right, but I have to do something here to add louvers. And I noticed that the number board here at the end of the high hood is not quite correct. All right, anyway, so there's some things I want to do if I'd like to get into this project and make a little bit more accurate H16-44. And one of the other things I found, and I'll pop up this guy's eBay store because it's pretty interesting. He sells a lot of different bodies, from bodies and body parts and frames and motors and gears for not just Atlas, but Atlas, Athearn. Saw some Stewart, Proto. So there's a lot of stuff on there. I thought it was a really neat site. So I bought, this is a body. This is the H16-44 body. And I also bought, he actually sells just the sills. As I figured, if I'm going to try to, you know, extend this sill, and I don't want to muck up this, I could always practice on these. This cost me $1.35. I bought 4 of them. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer. When you have something like that, you can practice on it. I'd rather ruin a $1.35 part as opposed to the, you know, the frame on the actual locomotive. So I figured I can play with that, try to extend the walkway out and do that kind of stuff. And he also sells, and I bought, and for this, there's the headlight. He's got the FM number, you know, badge plates. Another headlight badge plates, and this is the grill up here, the grill for the fan and everything. So it's a really cool site. I'll pop that up. I think it's called The Train Place. You might want to take a look if you're looking into doing any type of kit bashing of locomotives, and maybe you don't want to mess with the actual nice decorated frame, or you want to practice, or you know, you just want to have some other parts around. Very, very worthwhile site. I thought so, at least. And I'm also thinking, you know, I don't know is with the frame and with the various bodies, if I could, what I'd really like to model is a Pensy Fairbanks Morse H20-44. Those aren't available at all in HO scale, mass-produced. There's a brass model, but I looked, and even the brass model that I saw didn't look right. These are pretty cool locomotives, used a lot on the Lake Division and whatnot. I just think it'd be kind of cool to have it. I wish someone would make it. But with the frames and the bodies, it'd take a lot of work. You'd have to, move the cab to the end. The frames are different lengths. I think this locomotive is 3 foot shorter or something like that. So it'd be a lot of work, but it'd be an interesting project to try to make an H20-44 from an H16. A lot of work, but something to think about. Again, I'm not going to worry about getting into that right now. I got so much other stuff to do. But I did get this, and I also did buy of course, if you're modeling a Pensy, and it fits the prototype, you got to have the inductive, antenna, the train phone. So that's the Cal scale set for a baby train master. That's a rail fan thing. They call it a baby train master, which makes no sense to me. But anyway, so I got 2 of those, and got some of the transmitters to stick at the end of the the end of the hoods. I also, while looking around, pardon the airfly here, I happened to get an email from Broadway Limited, and in their refurb store, they were selling the Pensy. Let me get this right here. Yeah, the RSD 15. I've always liked that locomotive. I think it looks cool, and again, for the era, it's a little bit late in the era. These are more late 50s, but they had these on sale for one. Now they're refurbished, but they're covered by a full warranty, and they were $149. Now the best price I've seen on these, you can still get these at like MB Klein, modeltrainstuff.com, but they're $215. So I figured, hey, you know what? For $149, I'm going to buy 2 of them. So I got 2 of them. Probably going to keep one and maybe sell the other to some of my other Pensy rail fans if they're interested. Or if not, I'll just keep them. But they're cool, so I got that as well. So that's, really all I've been able to do. We'll go over the layout real quick. Talk about some things I might try to get done here over this Thanksgiving holiday. But I don't think a whole lot of work will get done. But anyway, let's go see where we are. Alright, so over here in the layout, like I said, nothing's been done over here. I haven't done anything in several months. If you looked at some of the past videos, I'm thinking of making some modifications, maybe starting here at CP97, going back behind here to have some hidden staging, making some relatively serious mods to Eugene Yard to make it more prototypical and more operational. So I might start some of that. I might actually start making some switches or turnouts. You can see I've kind of done some track ripping out and trying to get things organized. So I'm going to do this work. I'm going to have to get stuff off the layout. I mean, this whole area is a major change. And I don't know if I feel like doing it, but I would like to have the staging. I think it would run a lot better. We'll see. It's just so much work, and I've gotten to this far, and to start ripping and tearing again, that's just kind of a daunting thing. But we'll see. I'd like to get to that. I've actually bought some stuff to do it, and hey, look at that. The sharks will fit on the turntable. In fact, the Pensy J will fit as well. Barely, but it does fit. I can pop a picture up of what the J looked like sitting there. The wheels are on. That's about all I can say for it. So a lot of work would have to be done here. I have to get all these locomotives kind of taken off. Getting a little dark here. Put them away for the cutting and the tearing, because right up in here, if I do it, roughly up in this area would be the engine facility, turntable, roundhouse, and all that kind of fun stuff, which I would like to do. I'm actually looking forward to that. It's just, the work to get there is a little daunting. You can see things here are still kind of a mess. Steve was down here running trains with a friend, which is fine. That's what the layout's for. And, I hate to get to the point where once I actually start ripping and tearing, then I can't really do much. So I'd like to, start that and be able to finish it in a relatively quick period, just so the main line isn't out of service for real long. So there's stuff kind of being stored, getting ready to be put away, out of the way. Just a lot of work to do. So that's really it. Not much work's been done at all, but contemplating what to do here for the week I'll be home. Like I said, one of the things I do need to do is make several more turnouts, so I might tackle that. I mean, I could always start ripping some of the track out here in the yard and not really affect things in terms of just having some fun and running some trains. So we'll see. So again, just wanted to put a real quick update. We are still here. Been just swamped with this darn job. But hopefully after Thanksgiving, only have about 2 more weeks to go. Then be back home. And I told my boss, since I'm not getting paid overtime and I've been working weekends and holidays. I had to work Veterans Day. As a veteran, that's, you know what I mean? That's the one day I should have off. All right, anyway. So we'll see. Hopefully over the winter time I can get a lot done down here. Make these changes. So still here. More to come. Hope to be more active. And I don't mean any. I'm not trying to. Don't take any offense if I'm not answering comments. And I'm just not around. Just too busy. And I go back to the hotel. I just don't feel like being on the computer. But coming up through this week and hopefully mid-December through January, I'll be able to get a lot of work done. And one little teaser, hopefully this Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, I've been invited to videotape a gentleman's layout, Mr. Al Parker, who goes with a nickname Shorty. Apparently has a fantastic layout with a really cool coal loader that he made, won Best in Show at an NMRA show back in time somewhere. I've seen pictures of it, fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to getting to his layout and preserving it. Some of the other local model railroaders had suggested I get in contact with Shorty because he's in his 80s and he's contemplating a move to Florida, dismantling the layout, and it's just something that we'd all like to preserve. So look for that. I hope to get that done over the Thanksgiving holiday as well and get that layout tour video posted later this week into the weekend. So, all right, more to come. We'll see if I get anything done here. If not, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. And hopefully we'll get more active here as we get, like I said, about 2 weeks into December. Get this darn job done. I can get back to my real life and get back to work on the layout. So, more to come, folks. Thanks for the patience. Stay tuned, and hopefully we'll be back shortly.